The champagne room at Harborview Country Club smelled like money and lilies. Crystal clinked against crystal. My sister Vanessa stood at the microphone in a cream silk dress that probably cost more than most people's monthly rent, her engagement ring catching the chandelier light like a tiny disco ball. "I have an announcement," she said, voice bright and confident. The room quieted. 50 faces turned toward her. Our mother beamed from the front table. "As most of you know, my sister Rachel has been running a dental practice. Small operation. For locations across the county. She's been struggling for years." Vanessa's smile was practiced, sympathetic. "I've been helping her with the business side and frankly the numbers weren't good." My champagne glass felt cold in my hand. I was standing near the back, having arrived late from an emergency root canal. Still in my work clothes. Black slacks, comfortable flats. I'd texted Vanessa that I'd be 30 minutes late. She'd seen the message. "Read receipt confirmed." "So I made an executive decision," Vanessa continued. "I found a buyer. A dentist from Boston looking to expand into the area. He offered $2 million for all 4 locations, equipment, patient lists, everything. I closed the deal yesterday." The room erupted. Applause. Gasps. Our mother stood up, hands pressed to her chest like Vanessa had just announced a cure for cancer. "And because family takes care of family," Vanessa said, her voice rising over the noise, "I'm distributing the proceeds. Mom and Dad, you're getting $400,000. Uncle Tim, Aunt Marie, $200,000 each. Cousins, $50,000 apiece." She pulled out envelopes from a silver gift bag. Actual envelopes. Started handing them out. People rushed forward. Our father shook her hand like she'd just negotiated world peace. Uncle Tim opened his envelope, pulled out a check, held it up to the light like he couldn't believe it was real. I watched Vanessa work the room. Accepting hugs. Receiving praise. Such a smart girl. Always had a head for business. "Rachel's lucky to have you." Nobody looked at me. I was the struggling dentist. The one who couldn't manage her own practice. The one whose sister had to step in and save her from financial ruin. I left quietly. Nobody noticed. When Dr. Morrison said, "Build something bigger than yourself," I thought he meant successful. Profitable. Well run. I didn't know he meant it would become my fortress. My proof. My 4 undeniable testimonies that I wasn't the failure my family needed me to be. I started with 1 clinic in 2018. A strip mall location in Riverside. 800 square feet. 2 chairs. Me and a part-time hygienist named Sandra who was 63 and made the best coffee I've ever tasted. We saw 12 patients the first week. I paid Sandra before I paid myself. By 2020 I had 2 locations. By 2022 4. Not because I was brilliant, but as I listened. Riverside needed evening hours for working parents. Lakewood needed Spanish-speaking staff. Oakmont needed pediatric specialists. Harbor Point needed cosmetic work. I gave them what they needed. I hired people who cared. I stayed late. I learned to say, "I don't know," and "let me find out," instead of pretending I had all the answers. The Dental Association gave me an award in 2023. Community Service in Healthcare. 1,400 low-income patients treated at reduced rates. Free cleanings for foster kids. Partnership with the County Health Department. Vanessa wasn't at the ceremony. She was in Cabo. Each clinic had an administrator. Not managers. Administrators. People who ran their locations like they owned them. Because in every way that mattered, they did. Riverside. Patricia Chin. 15 years experience. Mother of 3. Could spot insurance fraud from across a parking lot. Lakewood. Marcus Washington. Former Army medic. Ran his clinic like a precision operation. Not a single supply order wasted. Oakmont. Sarah Kowalski. Pediatric specialist turned administrator. Kids loved her. Parents trusted her. Referral rate, 87%. Harbor Point. Jennifer Torres. MBA from Georgetown. Could have worked anywhere. Chose us because she said, "You actually give a shit about people." They weren't employees. They were partners. Profit sharing. Decision-making authority. Quarterly reviews where they graded me. I saw patients 4 days a week. Tuesdays were admin days. Every single Tuesday for 6 years I met with all 4 administrators. Video call. 1 hour. We reviewed numbers, addressed problems, celebrated wins. Last Tuesday's meeting, revenue up 18% year-over-year. Patient satisfaction scores, 4.8 out of 5. Staff retention, 92%. We were expanding into telehealth consultations. Vanessa had never attended a single Tuesday meeting. She had power of attorney for business decisions, because our father convinced me 5 years ago that family should handle family finances. I was stupid enough to sign the papers. She'd never used it. Until Saturday. Sunday morning I called Patricia. Did you know about this? Kept my voice level. Know about what? Patricia was at her daughter's soccer game. I could hear whistles in the background. Vanessa sold the practice. Silence. Then, she what? Claims she found a buyer. 2 million. Closed yesterday. Rachel. Patricia's voice went flat, professional. I'm the Riverside administrator. Nothing closes without my signature. Nothing. She has POA. POA doesn't override operating agreements. Each clinic is a separate LLC. I'm the managing member of Riverside. Marcus is Lakewood. Sarah is Oakmont. Jennifer is Harbor Point. She can't sell what she doesn't own. The thing about having smart partners, they know their contracts. Call the others, Patricia said. Conference call in 1 hour. My house. Patricia's dining room table was covered in paperwork. 30 minutes after I arrived, Marcus showed up with his laptop. Sarah arrived with a lawyer friend from her HOA board. Jennifer brought the original operating agreements, every page tabbed and highlighted. Walk me through what happened, Patricia said. I showed them the video someone posted on Instagram. Vanessa at the microphone. The announcement. The checks. The applause. Marcus watched it twice. She said she closed yesterday? Saturday. I was at Lakewood Saturday. All day. Inventory audit. He pulled out his phone, showed us photos. Time stamps. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Nobody came. Nobody called. No papers signed. Sarah was reading something on her phone. I just checked the state business registry. All 4 LLCs still show original registration. No ownership transfers filed. Jennifer had her laptop open. I'm looking at the bank accounts. All 4 clinics. No deposits. No withdrawals. Everything normal. She looked up. If she sold the practice for 2 million, where's the money? The checks, I said. She gave out checks totaling, I did the math. 1.2 million. From what account? Patricia asked. That's when I understood. Vanessa hadn't sold anything. She'd promised money she didn't have. She'd handed out checks backed by a deal that didn't exist. She'd committed fraud in front of 50 witnesses. We need to call the buyer, Sarah said. If there is a buyer, Marcus added. Jennifer was already on her phone. I'm calling our business attorney. We need to move fast. The buyer was real. Dr. Richard Holbrook. Boston periodontist. Looking to expand. Vanessa had contacted him 3 weeks ago, sent him fake financial documents, forged my signature on a letter of intent, and accepted a $50,000 deposit for due diligence costs. Dr. Holbrook called me at 6 p.m. Sunday. He'd just learned the practice wasn't actually for sale. He was understandably furious. I want my deposit back, he said. And I'm reporting this to the dental board and the state attorney general. You should, I told him. I'm doing the same thing. By Monday morning, 4 things happened simultaneously. Patricia filed fraud charges with the county prosecutor. Included the Instagram video as evidence. Attached the original operating agreements proving Vanessa had no authority. Marcus contacted the Dental Association. They opened an investigation into unauthorized practice sale. Vanessa wasn't a licensed dentist. She'd misrepresented herself as having authority to sell dental practices. Sarah got her lawyer friend to file an emergency restraining order. Vanessa was barred from entering any of the 4 clinics or contacting any staff members. Jennifer called every single family member who'd received a check. Explained that the checks were fraudulent. Advised them not to deposit. Warned them they'd be accessories if they knew the checks were fake and tried to cash them anyway. 12 family members hung up on her. 8 deposited the checks immediately. By Monday afternoon, all 8 checks bounced. The account Vanessa had written them from One she'd opened in the practice's name, using forged documents, had $1,700 in it. She'd promised $1.2 million. She had $1,700. The ghost ledger wasn't about the money Vanessa had tried to steal. It was about the years she'd spent making sure I knew I was small. Nice little practice you have, after I won the Community Service Award. Cost. My pride in what I'd built. Skipping my grand opening for Lakewood because I have a hair appointment. Cost. The memory of celebrating alone. Telling Dad I was playing dentist while she had a real career in consulting. Cost. His respect for my work. Every Tuesday meeting she declined to join. Cost. The partnership she could have had. Her LinkedIn profile listing herself as Business Advisor, Chin Dental Group without asking. Cost. My professional credibility. The Thanksgiving she told patients at Harbor Point that I was struggling and might close. Cost. 17 patient transfers. Every time she introduced me as my sister the dentist, with that specific tone that made it sound like my sister the failure. Cost. Confidence I had to rebuild weekly. I kept a real spreadsheet. Called it the cost of being Vanessa's sister. 3 years of documented incidents. Not for revenge. For clarity. For the day I'd need to explain why I walked away. That day had arrived. Here's what I learned about family from watching strangers build something together. Blood doesn't make you loyal. Shared risk does. Patricia, Marcus, Sarah, and Jennifer had their names on legal documents. They had financial stake. They had everything to lose if I failed. They stayed late because it mattered. They fought for patients because they were our patients. They called me on Tuesday because Tuesday was sacred. Vanessa had none of that. She had a piece of paper that said, power of attorney. She thought paper was power. Paper is permission. Power is showing up. For 6 years my administrators showed up. Every Tuesday. Every crisis. Every celebration. When Oakmont had a flood, Sarah was there at 2 a.m. with shop vacs and contractors. When Riverside lost power during a procedure, Patricia held a flashlight while I finished the filling. When Harbor Point got a terrible Yelp review from an angry patient, Jennifer called them personally, listened for 40 minutes and turned them into our biggest advocate. Vanessa showed up at the engagement party to sell something that was never hers. The difference between theft and betrayal. Theft is taking something. Betrayal is taking it while wearing a smile that says you're helping. The criminal complaint was filed Monday. The hearing was scheduled for Wednesday. Vanessa hired an attorney Tuesday. By Tuesday night she was calling me. I didn't answer. He called Mom. Mom called me. Your sister made a mistake. He was trying to help. You need to drop these charges. She committed fraud, I said calmly. Against me, against Dr. Holbrook, against 4 clinic administrators, and against 8 family members who deposited fake checks. It's just business, Mom said. Mom, she told 50 people I was failing. She distributed checks she couldn't cover. She forged my signature. That's not business. That's crime. You're going to send your sister to jail over money? I'm going to let the legal system handle someone who committed fraud. The fact that she's my sister doesn't change what she did. Mom hung up. Called back 10 minutes later. The family won't forgive this. The family applauded when she humiliated me. I'll survive without their forgiveness. Wednesday's hearing lasted 40 minutes. Dr. Holbrook testified about the $50,000 deposit and the forged documents. Patricia presented the operating agreements. Marcus showed the business registry records. Sarah's lawyer explained the restraining order. Jennifer read the list of bounce checks. The judge looked at Vanessa. Did you have authority to sell these dental practices? I had power of attorney, Vanessa said. Power of attorney for what specifically? Her lawyer whispered something to her. She didn't answer. Miss Chin, the judge continued, did you own these practices? No, but... Were you a managing member of any of the 4 LLCs? No, but my sister. Did your sister authorize this sale? Silence. Did you accept a $50,000 deposit for a transaction you had no authority to complete? I was trying to help her. The judge removed her glasses. You collected $50,000 under false pretenses. You wrote checks totaling $1.2 million against an account with $1,700. You forged signatures on legal documents. You misrepresented yourself to multiple parties. She set her glasses down. This isn't a family dispute. This is fraud. Criminal fraud. I'm ordering you to repay Dr. Holbrook his deposit within 30 days. I'm referring this case to the State Attorney General for criminal prosecution. I'm upholding all 4 restraining orders indefinitely. Vanessa went pale. Her lawyer started talking about appeals and mitigating circumstances. The judge wasn't interested. Your client should focus on making restitution and avoiding additional charges. This hearing is concluded. 8 family members demanded refunds from Vanessa. She didn't have the money. Uncle Tim threatened to sue. Aunt Marie stopped speaking to her. Mom and Dad had to cover some of the bounce checks to keep peace at family gatherings. The engagement party turned into family lore for different reasons than Vanessa planned. Dr. Holbrook got his $50,000 back. Eventually, Vanessa had to liquidate her investment portfolio. The Dental Association cleared all 4 practices of wrongdoing. We actually received a commendation for protecting patient interests and maintaining ethical business standards. 3 months later we opened a 5th location. Sarah's idea. Jennifer ran the numbers. Marcus found the space. Patricia hired the staff. I showed up on Tuesdays. Vanessa sent me an email. Subject line, "Can we talk?" I didn't open it. Marked it as read. Deleted it. Not because I was angry. Because I was done. My office at Riverside has a window that faces the parking lot. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m. I watch cars pull in. Patricia's silver Honda. Marcus's black truck. Sarah's blue Subaru. Jennifer's white Tesla. They arrive for the meeting. Every single week. They arrive because they chose this. Because we built something that matters. Because showing up is what makes you family. Vanessa thought power of attorney made her powerful. She was wrong. Power isn't what's written on paper. It's what you build when the paper doesn't matter. 4 administrators. 4 locations. 4 restraining orders. And 1 practice that never needed saving at all.